family goes in the house there,
exactly,
they never
and
go.
the moment they go back, 1 week later they're dead. It's like, it's like
that is wild.
Exactly. So it's like they work all their life, and to me it's like, because before I came to America, I already traveled. I've been to Europe, I've been to Asia, I've been to other countries in Africa. So I've seen that America is great. Here there's a lot of opportunities, but there's more.
Yeah.
Right? There's more. There's and this was my thing is. David knows that I studied abroad. I was always finding a way to go out, to do more, to explore. And then when I searched for my current job, I literally went on LinkedIn and I was looking for international positions, and international position, right after college is unheard of. It's very competitive, but I really fought for it. I really showed that I could do this, that, I have the competence and, the way to really do this. But yeah, coming back to your question, it was always important for me to work outside of the US. Also I have this base for the US, because like sometimes when I talk to some of my friends and they feel like, oh, you don't like America. I love America, I'm grateful to be American, because first of all, when I travel, and the difference between when I said that I'm Malian and American is huge, right? People treat you aesthetically different, but there's more than America, right? And I think it's perfectly okay to say that. That doesn't make me anti-American or anti-patriotic. It's just that there's more, and it's a global world, right? Today an American gets his money in Japan, a Japanese in Mexico, a Mexican in France. It's a global world. This is, it's not your nationality. It's not gonna impede you to to make your bread in another place. Right? Globalization. Yeah.
And so that's one of the things he said, like, it's a global world. We live in a global world, and even here in America, like, you're on a day-to-day, you're interacting more and more and more with people from different backgrounds.
Exactly.
And even if those people grew up here, but like their parents came from very different backgrounds, and so I do like a lot of people, no one that I personally, in terms of friends wise, none of my friends that I personally know were like, okay, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna go and just like work somewhere internationally. Actually, one friend is international. She's in Ireland, but
he's the only one that I heard that ever uttered those words, like working.
Yeah, because like people usually like our parents did that though. Our parents were like, you know what, we're gonna be fearless and we're gonna move out and go. Our aunts and uncles or whatever.
Exactly.
Even your dad traveled multiple countries, right?
Yes.
And worked in multiple countries. So did you guys have that in common?
Yeah. And so it's definitely fascinating to see, and like it opens up your mind of like, it's okay, and it's not like a scary thing.
Yeah.
So
it does,
and you'll always see your family. You'll miss them.
No, for sure.
But
it's good to experience other things, right?
Yeah.
And so now with that being said, you like, because it's like you manifested your destiny, right? I know it was a long journey, but it's like you saw it through. MDG always say, yo, Isaac is the one guy that say, yo, I'm gonna do A and Z, and I'm gonna land here. And he did A and Z and landed there, right? Now manifestation is very important because some people don't believe it, right? Sometimes you have to see it first, right, before anybody else, and then once you go and apply yourself and you get to that destination, and people are like, oh wow, he did it, but they don't understand the journey and how you have to think, right, to put yourself in a position to be locked in, right? And so now with that being said, like you also, because I know like overseas was something that you wanted to do, but eventually you also want to come back home, right, in Africa, to your homeland, and to do something for the country, right, or maybe live there, right?
Yeah.
So like, do you know so Putin says something about Africa that was very profound, and I wanted to bring it up, right? It's like he said that African only return home to be buried. I don't know if you're familiar with that. I have the quote here. I don't want to misquote it, so I'm gonna read it word for word. He said, when African entrepreneur become rich, he will send his money and gold to Switzerland. He's going to France for medical treatment. The alleged quote reads that he invests in Germany and buy houses in Dubai. He considered Chinese product, praying in Rome or Mecca. Their children are studying in Europe or Canada. and they all take Western nationalities. They travel to Canada, USA, and all over Europe for tourism. If he dies, he will be buried in his home country that he did not care for. So meaning that we go outside and explore, like what you're saying. There's travel to explore.
Yeah.
I forgot the third one. We go out there and explore and get all this experience, and none of the knowledge or the resources that we gain come back home to teach, right?
Yeah.
The youth or whatever to forward the country.
Yeah.
We only come back to take more people to send them out, and eventually we just end up with nothing, and then you just come back home old and you die and you get buried in your country. How do you feel about that? What is your approach
just
based on that?
Something that you said, I'm gonna answer this question in different aspects. One word that you said that kind of bothers me a little bit is teach, you know, because I think a lot of us
bring the mic closer.
I think a lot of us we have kind of this white savior complex, but it's just I call it diaspora savior complex. We think we are better than the locals, right? Is that I came to America, I work in the UK, I'm gonna go back home, you know, I'm gonna take them out of the poverty, you know. And you see, most of the people that have this picture is Africans that work at Starbucks. Sorry guys, you know, but it's like you're not even doing shit for yourself in America, and you really think you're gonna go back home and take people out of poverty, right? It's not like people are not waiting back home for us to do shit. They already are doing it, you know. If you're really patriotic, you want to go back home, humble yourself, you know, join the people, right? Or do something on your own scale, you know, and start by bettering yourself and better the people next to you, and then if everybody do that, the countries can, you know, develop and evolve. So to me, first of all, we need to start with that, you know, that savior complex. We are not better than the local people, right? We think we are better educated because we are in the Western world. We don't know the reality that they are facing there. So your little diploma that I don't care which school you went to, I don't care if you went to Harvard, McGill, I do not give a single F. You're not a savior. You need to humble yourself. You need to get in line, and you need to have great idea. The second thing is the way we educate our kids here. What you were saying, like when the kids that grew up in the Western world, African kids, they are scared of Africa. The ones that never been back home, they're really scared, because when you do bad, what do the parents say? Oh, be careful, I'm gonna send you back.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So since
that's true,
a kid, you have a bad image of Africa.
It's a punishment.
It's a punishment. It's not gonna, or look, or when you turn on the TV, 30 cents a day, you keep an African away or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So kids have a bad image of Africa. Because the parents are not doing a good job, you know, of selling the country. America is great because America is great at selling.
They sell themselves like
America's also
like you're sold.
America's also a great product, right?
Exactly.
It is also a great product to
sell.
But
let me tell you something. It is a great product. Even if it was a shitty product, America would always be good in the eyes of people. You know what?
Like,
exactly.
Everyone comes here.
It's not all about the
American dream.
America is the first military power, but the real power of America is soft power. Because when you watch Hollywood, think about it. The American is always the nice guy that come and save the day. You see the skyscrapers, you see Chicago, you see New York. This sells America. You want to be American. You are proud to. I talk the most shit about this country because when you love a country, you have to be the biggest critic. And I'm one of the biggest critics of America. But boy, do I love America. Oh my God, I love America.
I'm glad he said that.
You know?
Me and him used to have a back and forth. And then he was like, no, I don't think America is the greatest country. He was like, trust me. And then I think you went to study abroad in France, right? And the lifestyle was a little different. And then he said, "Yo, David, you were right. America is the greatest country." But good.
I'm a biggest critic for America because she needs to do better. We need to do better, and I expect more of America because it is America. This is my thing, right? But with that saying is that the parents, the African parents, they were like, oh, you know, my kids are like 20 now, 20 and some, and they don't want to go back home. They don't know the culture. You didn't teach them. You know, you make them scared of being African, right? And also the social pressure here, African Buddhist culture and whatever you didn't want to associate, but now, you know, you wrote with Afrobeat, the Nigerians, shout out to the Nigerians, you know, everything really changed. People are proud to be African, you know, so there's that aspect as well. And the last point is, you know, you want to go back home, just don't think that you go in there and change shit. Right, like I was saying, people are not waiting for you to, you know, trust me. Just people on the ground that were born there, that live there, you know, that have expertise. You know, you go there, you humble yourself. It's like a edifice, right? Everybody bringing brick by brick, and every country member can bring, you know, their contribution to the edifice, but with humbleness, respect of the local people that have been doing for years, right? Nobody care about your freaking accent or your Yankee education or nothing. It doesn't matter. Respect yourself, respect the people, you know, and, you know, help them, and they help you as well, because you can teach them, they can teach you too. You know, this is what's basically I have to say. So,
and go ahead.